Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this call titled How to Dominate in Your Online Business. My name is Dan Ewa. I'm the president of Weedy Giants. A lot of people are here tonight who do not know me. I'm seeing lots of new people here tonight. That's because some of you heeded to my message to invite your prospects on this call. So they are seeing me for the first time, and most of them will be asking themselves, why am I on this call? Why should I listen to this guy? What has he got to offer? So for the benefit of those meeting me for the first time, or for those who have known me for just some days or weeks, let me do a little introduction about me and why you should listen to me, and why your time here with me tonight will be well worth it and valuable. I left banking exactly on the 5th of June 2009. And once I resigned from my bank job, I started my business immediately. And within 2 years, I became successful in the business I was doing. And then, just when I was getting to settle in my success, I lost everything. All right? One business gone bad, and then I lost it. Everything means everything. The cars I drive, the house I live on the island, the business office on the island, I lost everything. It was so bad that I became heavily dependent and had to move in with my parents in a little town called Mowe, a suburb of Lagos, actually in Ogun State. I had to move in with my parents. I was back to square one. All right? Now, things got so bad as your imaginations can go. I barely could afford anything. That was how bad things were. All right? And you will agree with me that there's a difference between somebody who is broke, who has really never touched money, and somebody who was up there and then became broke. They are two different things. That is the truth. Somebody who has always been broke will feel pained by the brokenness, but at least it's manageable. But somebody who has always had this money and then lost it, it's usually more difficult. And that was the situation I found myself. If you know that town called Mowe, then you will even be able to empathize and understand what I'm talking about. Having lived on the island for years, and then having to move in with my parents in Mowe, that alone was too much for me to bear at the time. Now, between 2012 and 2014, I applied to lots of companies. Literally hundreds of companies. Not because I wanted to be an employee, but because I desperately needed an income. So I applied to literally hundreds of companies. And out of these 100 companies that I applied to, 6 of them responded to me and called me for various levels of interviews. I'm going to mention the 6 of them that responded to my application. Number 1 was MTN. Number 2 was Access Bank. Number 3 was Stanbic IBTC. Number 4 was Mara Mentor. Number 5 was Jobberman. And number 6 was iConcept. Now, I attended different levels of interviews with 6 of these companies, and I was hired by none of them. As a matter of fact, for Stanbic IBTC, I met with the general manager, corporate communications, a South African lady. And she was supposed to be the last person I would meet, and I would be approved for the job. And I was being interviewed for the position of a social media manager. They needed somebody who would head their social media department, and that was the position I was being interviewed for. After I had done brilliantly well in the interview, this South African lady told me, said, "Mr. Dan, I'm sorry, we will not be able to pay you." I said, "Ma, what do you mean you will not be able to pay me? I've not even told you how much I want to collect." I said, in fact, let me tell you, whatever you are willing to pay for this position, I'm willing to collect and I'm willing to give my best. I wasn't even willing to tell them what I want them to pay me. I want them to tell me what they wanted to pay me, because I was willing to work even for 10,000 naira a month. It was that bad. It was bad that sometimes I go 6 solid weeks without an ability to load 100 naira recharge card on my phone. It was that bad. In other words, every single person on this call right now is better than where I was. Because if this was then, I will not have been able to be on this call. I would not have been able to. I didn't have a smartphone. I couldn't afford any kind of data. I couldn't even afford 100 naira recharge cards on my touch light phone. How not to talk of data. That was how bad things were. And I pleaded with this South African leader. I said, I just want to be a part of the success story of Stanbic IBTC. I just want a situation where it goes down in history that it was Dan Ewa that piloted the social media activities of Stanbic IBTC. That was my vision. And I told her, and she said, "I'm sorry, what we want to pay the person we will hire for this position is too small for somebody of your caliber." Because she went through my CV and my profile, she said, "No, I will not be able to live with myself paying you that amount, and therefore we cannot hire you." I felt so bad, I cried, because I really needed that money. I would, if they had said they would pay me 10,000 naira per month, I would have picked up that job. That was how desperate I was. Now, something happened that changed my life 180 degrees. In 2016, somebody shared a business presentation with me. And after sharing that presentation with me, all I had, ladies and gentlemen, was 2,000 naira, $6. That was all I had. And you know what I did? I dipped my hands in my pocket and I invested the 2,000 naira I have. If you're not a Nigerian, 2,000 naira is equivalent of $6. That was all I had. And I put it down. Unknown to me, that was the beginning of a total change of story. That was in the month of May 2016. By the month of July 23rd, 2016, I held my first ever seminar. Let me show you something. Can you see my screen? This was the picture from my first ever seminar. This was on the 23rd of July, 2016. This seminar held inside of Sweet Sensation, Okpebi Road, Ikeja, Lagos, Nigeria. I paid for the small space we used inside of Sweet Sensation. I paid 5,450 naira. That was all I could afford, and that was the hall we could get for such an amount. And so I got that hall, and I started my very first seminar. That was on the 23rd of July, 2016. This is a picture of the people who attended that particular seminar. All right. Now, today, just 1 year and 7 months after I took the bold step and sacrificed the only 2,000 naira I had, I have been able to grow my organization to over 20,000 people in just 1 year and 7 months. And in this time period, I have held seminar in the prestigious Eco Hotel and Suites, where I paid over ₦1 million for the hall, and I did not collect a dime from all the participants. It was a free seminar for everybody. I showed that bill alone. I've also held an event at 4 Points by Sheraton Hotel, also in VI. As a matter of fact, we can comfortably hold seminars in any hall that we so desire today. But that's because somebody was willing to take a risk. That's because somebody was desirous not to give up. That's because somebody believed that he can make it. So all of the glitz and the glamour you see today has not always been so. So if it is rough with you, ladies and gentlemen, I can empathize with you. I know what it means because I've been there before. But why I'm here tonight, my goal here tonight is to tell you that if you do not say no to yourself, nobody can say no to you. If you say yes to yourself, then God will say yes. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, you can succeed, you can win, you can be a success if only you do not give up. In just within this time frame of 1 year and 7 months, I have raised, by the grace of God, I consider it a privilege, not a right. I have been privileged to raise lots of multi-millionaires, people who are doing so beautifully well in their endeavors. One of my proteges just moved his family to the United States, and a whole lot of them are doing brilliantly well. When I look at the lives of these people, when I look at the success stories that have emerged, I am shocked that all of this has happened and continue to happen just because somebody refused to give up. Somebody refused to think that it's all over. Somebody refused to think that he cannot succeed. Somebody refused to think that he cannot bounce back. And all it took for this step to be activated is 2,000 naira, ladies and gentlemen. $6, ladies and gentlemen. All of the miracle that Witty Giant has become, all of the miracle that Danewa has become today, all started because of 2,000 naira. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you tonight that there is a seed in your house. All right? There is a seed in your house. There is that thing that you have that you can give for your turnaround to start. Let me tell you something. God is not unfaithful. He said he is not unfaithful to allow temptations more than you can bear to come to you. No matter how low you think you are, there is something you have that if you can spare it, if you can sacrifice it, if you can sow it, can become the inception of your turnaround. You remember the story of Elijah and the widow. Elijah said to her, the widow came to him and said, I have nothing, blah, 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 and all of those negativity. And Elijah said to her, what do you have? And the woman said, I have nothing. I can imagine Elijah saying to her, well, if you have nothing, I cannot help you. But the woman said, I have nothing save just one jar of oil. And one jar of oil that looked like it meant nothing was exactly what brought her salvation throughout the 3 years of famine in that land. So also, ladies and gentlemen, there is one thing you have. There is that one thing you have. It may look insignificant to you. It may look not valuable to you, but there's something you can do with that can kickstart a new dimension of you. All right. So all of a sudden, your case is not that unique. All of a sudden, you find out that you really do not have an excuse. Because no matter where you are today, there are people who have been in worst places and they are a success today. So if they can do it, ladies and gentlemen, you can. All right? So I needed to do that introduction so that you do not think that Dan is sitting in his comfort zone and talking to us. Meanwhile, he doesn't know what we're going through. I needed to make you understand that I've been there, I've done that. All right? I know exactly where you may be right now because I've been right there. So I'm going to be speaking to you tonight from my heart, not from my head, from my heart. I'm going to be speaking to you practically. The things that I have seen, the things that I have handled, the things that I have experienced, the things that I believe are the drivers, the catalysts of my turnaround. Those are the things I'll be handing over to you tonight. And I say again, if you dare run with the keys I'm going to be giving you tonight, in another 6 months, ladies and gentlemen, you would have emerged a miracle. My life today is a miracle, but ladies and gentlemen, it didn't just happen. It didn't just happen. It didn't just happen. If I sit here today or any day at all, and I tell you that I was lucky, I'll be the greatest liar you've ever met. Ladies and gentlemen, it took sweat and blood. Let me give you an example of some of the things I did. In the year 2012, I read an average of 23 books every single month. Did you hear that? In the year 2012, I read an average of 23 books every single month. Let me share something with you. Remember that in that year, I was still very broke. I said I couldn't afford nothing. So I couldn't even afford the books I was reading. That was how bad it was. I couldn't even afford any book. So you know what I did? One morning, I said to God, I said, God, you've got to help me. I'm broke, but I am not poor. But I know that if I stay in brokenness for too long, I may start to drift into poverty. Before I continue, let me quickly say this. I hope you do know that there's a difference between being broke and being poor. Being broke is the absence of money. Being poor is absence of relevant knowledge. So, ladies and gentlemen, that you are broke right now does not mean you are poor. You are only poor if you're ignorant. You are only poor if you lack relevant knowledge. All right? So there's a difference. So let me continue telling you what I told God. In that heartfelt prayer, you know, when I see people praying and gyrating, what it tells me is that you really have not gotten to the peak of your problem. When you ever get to the peak of your problem, you will lose every strength to gyrate. You will just calm down and you are just quietly pouring out your heart to God because you just don't know what else to do. That was the point I got to. So I said, Father, I know that for me not to drift into poverty, I need to read. But Lord, I cannot afford to read. So Father, I want to make an agreement with you. I want to enter into a covenant with you. Now, here is the terms of the covenant, Lord. 1, I commit to always read every single day. But, Father, I want you to commit to provide the books I will read every single day. I said, Father, this is the covenant I want to enter with you. Thank you for I know it is done. In the name of Jesus, amen. It happened like a miracle. Do you know what happened? A young man approached me in church just after I made that prayer. God spoke to him and he came to me. And he said to me, it was like a dream. He said, Dan, I have lots of books, hundreds of books, and I want to be giving you the books. I give you, you finish reading, you return to me, I give you another one. And he lived not too far from my house. And so that's exactly what I started doing. So some days I go to his place 3 times, returning the one he has given me and collecting another one. And that was how I was able to do an average of 23 books every single month in 2012. And up until this day, as I speak to you, I read every day. The truth is this, friends, you will never rise above what you know. Let me say that again. You will never rise above the level of what you know. Let me say it again. And let me be more blunt this time around. God will never give you an idea that you cannot handle. Did you hear that? Now imagine this. No matter how much you love your 4-year-old child, you can't begin to teach that child differentiation and calculus, can you? You can't. Why? Because the child will not comprehend. So even if you're a mathematician, you really cannot teach your child calculus or differentiation until the child has come of age. That is the relationship that God has with us. He wants us to do some growing up to be able to teach us some things. Also, no matter how much you love that child, you will never give him your car key. Why? Because you love him so much, you don't want him to die. So no matter how much he cries for your car key, you will never give it to him until he comes of age. That is how also God will not hand over some things to us until we come of age. And how do you come of age? Knowledge. All right? So ladies and gentlemen, this is the introduction of the leadership training of tonight. How to dominate your online business. I'm going to share with you 5 things that if you begin to do from tonight, you'll begin to see some drastic changes almost immediately. And kindly do me a favor. Please write. You will be happy you did. These things changed my life. I'm so sure it will change yours. Number one, 5 ways to dominate your online business. Number one, set a goal and write it down. Set a goal and write it down. Let me say that one more time. Set a goal and write it down. Now, listen to this. The man without a goal is not different from the man with a goal but has not written it down. So the man without a goal is the same with a man who has not written down his goal. You are not better at all. So the first stage is to have your goal written down. Put somewhere that you will see it as often as possible. Very important. The Bible says, write the vision, that is the goal. He said, make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So you must write your goal and place it where you always see it. That goal must always be refreshed in your heart as often as possible. My mentor once said, he said, a man without a goal will live like a goat. A man without a goal will live like a goat. Now listen to this. You may not always achieve your goal, but you will always be better off than the man who has not written down his goal. Can I say that again? You may not always achieve your goal, but you will always be better off than the man who has not written down his goal. Let me give you 2 examples. Remember I said tonight I'm going to be practical. So I'll share 2 examples with you. In 2012, during the thick of my lack and wilderness experience, during that time when I said I go over a month without recharging my phone with $100, with 100 naira. My dream car was a Lexus RX 330. That was my dream car. And so I got out that car and I pasted it on my vision board. And I will always look at it in the morning and I will say, thank you, Father, for I have my dream car. I'll always say that to myself every morning. I love that car. I loved it so much that I could see it. I could feel it. I have imagined it so much. Black color, I could see it. And I had it right there on my vision board that this is my dream car and I will have it. So I didn't just have that goal, I wrote it down. I had a picture of it so I could see it every day or as often as possible. Now, the question you would ask me is this: did I end up buying that Lexus RX 330 that I had on my vision board as my dream car? That's the question. Was I able to finally buy that car? Or no, did I finally buy that car? That's the question. Did I finally buy that car? How many of you want to know the answer to that question? Give me a yes on the chat box. I want to be sure that you're still following me tonight. Okay, lots of yeses. Did I finally buy the Lexus RX 330? The answer is no. I did not buy it. Why? Do you want to know why? Say, I want to know on the chat box. I'm having fun tonight. All right. The reason I did not buy that car was because I bought 2 of that car and I gave it out as a gift. I drive a much bigger car. That's why I didn't buy it for myself. Are you understanding the drift? Let me give you another example, and then you will be able to understand perfectly where I'm driving at. One of my goals for 2018 is to do my MBA in Harvard Business School. It has always been my goal, right from the days of right from my banking days. This is where I was working in the bank. I've always wanted to do my MBA in Harvard Business School, but then it was just, a wishful thinking. I hadn't done. Now, when I talk about setting a goal and writing your goals down, I'm not talking about wishful thinking or imaginary craziness. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something you believe will come to pass, not something that's just a wishful thinking. No. So I've always wanted to do my MBA in Harvard, but I've never written it down. I've never committed it to writing. That means I never really believed in it. Anything you cannot write down, you have not believed. And anything you cannot say, you have not believed. Until you begin to say those goals to your friends and begin to talk about it, you have not believed in it. That is the truth. Now, so finally, sometime last year, I was able to commit it to writing that in 2018, I want to do my MBA in Harvard Business School. Did I achieve that? No, I did not. But I'm going to do my MBA in Lagos Business School. And I will have my exchange program in Yale Business School in the US, which is also an Ivy League school. Now, will you say that I failed because I had a goal to do my MBA in Harvard, but I am doing it in Lagos Business School and Yale School of Business in the US? Will you say I have failed? No, I have not failed. I have only not hit my goal. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the thing about writing down your goals. Even when you do not hit those goals, you will be better off than where you are when you set that goal. Somebody said, reach for the sun. If you miss it, you will land on the moon. But definitely, the moon is way better than the ground where you launched from. That's exactly what setting a goal does for you. It is possible to exceed that goal, just like I did with my Lexus RX 330. It was my dream car. I desired it. I wanted to drive it. But I exceeded that particular goal. And rather than driving it, I have given 2 of it out as a seat. And I'm driving something far bigger than that. And then in the second example I gave to you, I did not quite hit the goal, but I'm still better off than where I was when I set that goal. So if you set a goal and put actions in place to pursue that goal, you will definitely be better off than when you set that goal. So one of the things you must begin to do from tonight, not from tomorrow morning, from tonight, right now, is to write your goal. And we're going to do that together right now. For as many of you on this call right now, we are going to do that together, because this particular leadership training is supposed to be actionable. Right? It's actionable because I'm teaching you from my heart. It's something I've done already. I'm not teaching you theory. I know exactly how to do it because I have done it. So my question to you, yes, you, is how much do you really want to earn per month this year, 2018? How much? How much? Remember, there is nothing that's too big. There is nothing that's too small. The secret of having a goal that is actionable, a goal that will manifest, the secret is having a goal you are passionate about. It must be something you're passionate about. So let me rephrase that question. How much are you passionate about making every month this year? How much? It's not a rhetorical question. It's a question I need you to consciously provide an answer to. Thank you, Uwaoma. Uwaoma says $5,000 every month. Oluwaseun says $10,000 every month. How much? You must be passionate about it. It must be a craving, a longing, a desire, something you really want to do. It doesn't matter if you know how you're going to do it. Forget about how you are going to do it. Forget about that. It is not in your place to know how you will do it. It is only in your place to be passionate about it. That this is what I really want to make every month. If you are not passionate about it, please don't write it down. All right? You must be passionate about it. How much do you really want to make every month? How much? Answer that question, guys. As you're writing it down on the chat box, I appreciate all of you, but I need you to write it down also on your notes. And here is how I want you to write it. I am grateful to God that I am making so amount every month. Just write it that way. I am grateful to God that I am making so amount every month. That is exactly what I did far back 2012. I wrote it down and I put it on my vision board. I had a lot of things on that vision board, and every single one of the things I wrote on that vision board have come to pass. Every single one of them. I am grateful to God that I am making so amount every month. You write it down in your notes, you write it down and paste it on your vision board. If you don't have a vision board, take sellotape and paste it on your wardrobe door. Paste it on your room door. Paste it on your wall. Paste it anywhere placeable. Let people read it and mock you and laugh at you. It doesn't matter. Those days, if somebody had come into my room and saw that my dream car was Lexus RX 330, the person probably would have laughed at me. Somebody that is using Nokia Touchlight, living with his parents, being heavily dependent on his family, is saying he wants to drive Lexus RX 330. It looked laughable. But has it come to pass or not? It has. That's exactly how this thing works. Every time you have a goal and you write it down, and it is something you are passionate about, something that is from your heart, creation has started. You have started a creative process. And as long as you continue to do that, to say that, to believe in that, it will come to pass. I am grateful to God to be making $5,000 every month. John Onyekachi. Please, that God is capital letter G, not a small letter G, right? Just correction there. Capital letter G, not small letter G. So by now, I want to believe that every single one on this call has written down how much he or she wants to be making every month in 2018. Is that okay? Let's go on. Number 2. Remember number 1 is what? Who can remind me what number 1 was? 5 ways to dominate your online business. What was number 1 again? Set a goal. Thank you, Samu Gumbi. Set a goal and write it down. Set a goal and write it down. Don J, thank you so much. Set a goal and write it down. Prosper Ofualagba, it is very important you put the currency. You said you are grateful to God you're making 2 million every month. 2 million what? 2 million Zimbabwean dollars? 2 million US dollars? Or 2 million naira? It is very, very important you put the currency there. All right? No ambiguity. Everything must be very clear. Good. Number 2 is ask. A-S-K. Ask. And this has to do with the God factor. All right? No matter who you are, a Christian, a Muslim, a Buddhist, whatever, you do believe that there is a higher power. You do believe that. You'll be out of your mind not to believe that there is a higher power. Now, the second strategy or secret is ask. Asking is acknowledging the presence of a higher power. And this is so powerful. Oh my goodness. I'm going to teach you something tonight about asking that will change the way you have always asked or the way you have always prayed. Thank you for all of you guys typing on the chat. Chinedu Ryan says, I'm grateful to God I'm making $10,000 every month. Godwin Atole says, I'm grateful to God I'm making $4,000 every month. Muyiwa Olusipe says, I'm grateful to God that I'm making £3,000 every month. All right, awesome. Now, ask. Number 2, ask. I'm going to share 3 Bible phrases with you that probably you already know, but hopefully you will gain more light into it tonight. Number 1, Matthew chapter 21, verse 22. It says, whatever you ask in prayer, believing, you will receive. Let me say that again. Whatever you ask in prayer, believing, you will receive. Now, if God is not a liar, then if you have not received, it's either because you have not asked or because you have not believed. Anything outside of these 2, then you are trying to say that God is a liar. It says there, no ambiguity in that verse. He said, whatsoever. Whatsoever means whatsoever. No limitations. Whatsoever means whatsoever. You ask in prayer, believing, you will receive. So few people ask in prayer, fewer people believe what they have asked in prayer. And that is why they are not receiving. Those two conditions must be met for the receiving to be manifested. You must ask, you must believe in what you have asked before you will ever receive. So I just asked you to tell me how much you really want to make every month. And you have asked. The next question is, do you believe? Matthew 21 verse 22. Matthew 21 verse 22. You have asked. The sheer action of thinking about how much you want to make and writing it down is asking. Because the Bible said God is a God of wisdom by whom actions are weighed. All right? So God gives credence to your action. You have taken the action to write how much you want to make. God sees that. And to God, that is asking. But the question is, do you believe? Because he says it is only the asking that you believe that you will receive. Is that okay? The second scripture I want to share with you is Mark chapter 11 verse 24. Mark 11:24. Mark 11:24. It says, whatsoever thing you desire, believe that you receive, and you shall have. Let me say that again. Mark 11:24. Whatsoever thing you desire when you pray, believe that you receive, and you shall have. Let's dissect that statement a little bit. Whatsoever thing you desire when you pray. Did it say whatsoever thing you desire after you have prayed? No, that's not what it said. God understands English. He said, whatsoever thing you desire when you pray. The instant you desire it, that is it. He said, if you believe you receive it, then you will have it. There is a difference between receiving and having. In 2012, I believed that I am having a Lexus RX 330. I believe I'm having it. When I was living with my parents, I believe I'm going to be back on the island. I believe it. That I will not end up continuing to live in Mowe. I believe it with all my heart that I will be back on the island. And I'm back. So you have to believe it. You must receive it. That receiving is your heart. Do you really believe it? Now, let me tell you how you know you believe it. If you are broke now, and you believe in these figures I'm seeing right now, let's take Ebere, for instance. I'm grateful to God that I am making $10,000 every month. Ebere, sweetheart, if you believe that you're making $10,000 every month, then you will be happy as if it has happened already. That is the proof of belief. Romans 4:17, and Abraham was strong in faith, giving glory to God. He believed that he will be a father of nations, even when he was still barren. And he was happy, giving glory to God as if it has happened. Did it happen or not? It happened. We all today are descendants of Abraham. So Abraham saw it in his mind that he was father of nations before it ever happened. So every time, the proof of whether you believe or not is what is going on in your expression. So if you're still angry that you're broke, if you're still complaining that things are not working, then you have not believed. The moment you believe, the moment it enters your heart that you are making $10,000 a month, you will be happy now as if that $10,000 is in your account now. That is the way it works. Until you receive it that way, you will not have it. You must receive it. That receiving is spiritual first. You must see it. In your mind's eye, you must see it. You must imagine it. You must feel it. You must express it. And then you will have it. It will not be manifested. That was what God was talking about. Whatsoever thing you desire in prayer, believe you receive it. Believe it in your heart, in your imaginations, in your expressions, in the way you think, in the way you talk. Believe that you receive it. And then you will have it. Are you with me? Very powerful. Very powerful. That was the second thing I did repeatedly. And that was why, even though things were not working, I was never down. Because it is only you that is looking at me that think I'm broke. In my heart, I was a multi-millionaire in dollars. In my heart. Even in 2012, when I didn't have credit. Where if I must go anywhere, I must trek. If I cannot trek it, then I stay in my house because I will not be able to afford the transportation. I almost could not afford nothing. But even at that, I never saw myself as broke. Never. You will never see it in my attitude. You will never see it in the way I talk. You will never see it in the way I walk. You will never see it in the way I behave. There was nothing like brokenness around me. I was always speaking life. I was always speaking positivity. I believe that I will emerge a success. I saw it. I saw it. Oh, I saw it. I saw that I will be a multi-millionaire. I saw it that I will be an effective leader, leading thousands of people to be financially free. I saw it. What I am doing today, I saw it in 2012. I saw it. I will wake up very early in the morning and I'll just lay in bed and I'll be meditating. I'm imagining what it looks like living on the island. I'll be imagining what it looks like driving around in my dream car. I'll be imagining what it looks like flying in first class. I'll be imagining what it looks like being able to afford the things I like. I'll be imagining what it looks like wearing designer clothes. I'll be imagining what it looks like. I even imagined my wife. Even before I met her, I imagined her. I imagined the kind of woman I wanted to settle with. I imagined the kind of life I wanted to have with her. I imagined it. And every one of those things that I imagined in 2012 are my realities today. I do not need to imagine them anymore because I'm already living in them. Now I'm imagining greater things. And because this one I imagined yesterday came to pass, I'm so sure and certain that the one I'm imagining today will also come to pass. It's an unbreakable law. If you see it in your mind, you will hold it in your hand. God told Abraham, he said, look from where you are, northward, southward, eastward, westward, as far as your eyes can see, I will give unto you. He didn't say, look at where you are. No, because Abraham was in a very bad place. He was in a ditch. He was in a valley. He was in lack. He was in all manner of things. Imagine a man of 75 years still living with his parents. That was the reality of Abraham. But God said to him, do not look at where you are. Look from where you are. That is, shut up everything that is happening around you Agreed, you are not living the kind of life you want to live. Agreed, you think you're not a success. Agreed, you think your friends have achieved have gone way beyond where you are. Agreed, you think your family thinks you're a failure. Agreed. But can you do me a favor? Stop thinking about what you are seeing. Start thinking about what you want to see. The moment you stop thinking about what you are seeing and start thinking about what you want to see, you enter into the creative process. And whatever it is you are creating in your mind is only a matter of time. You will live in the reality of it. Friends, it works. It works. Let me tell you something. I didn't take permission from my wife, but let me share it nonetheless. Hopefully, she wouldn't mind. Of course, a lot of you already know that my wife is a Cameroonian. Now, before she came to Nigeria, she told me that one day she was listening to her pastor, my pastor too, and this pastor, Bishop David Oyedepo, that was when he was unveiling the new church building that the church is already building, the Faith Theater. In that particular Shiloh, which is our annual convention that normally holds in December, I think that was 2015, if I'm not mistaken. Forget about the date, I can't remember the date, but not too long ago. He said, she told me that as she was listening to Bishop, she stood up and she screamed, I am now a Nigerian. I'm no longer a Cameroonian. She cannot even understand why she said that. But she so bought into the vision, she so liked him that he wanted to be from a country where he was from. And she told me that from that night, she was always thinking about being a Nigerian, no more a Cameroonian. Friends, today, is she a Nigerian or not? This thing works, ladies and gentlemen. Whatsoever thought you hold in your mind, if you will dare hold it long enough, shut off every other negative thing, you will see it manifest in your life. I have seen it happen to me over and over again. Number 3. What was number 2 again? I want to be sure you're writing. What was number 2? Ask. The God factor. Ask. Okay, number 3 is identify leaders in that your business and duplicate their action. Let me say that again. Identify leaders in that your business and duplicate their actions. Identify leaders in that your business and duplicate their actions. One more time. Identify leaders in that your business and duplicate their action. One very absurd, if not stupid thing I see a lot of us do, especially Africans, is we get envious of successful people and we try to rubbish them. Now listen to me. Whatever you despise will not come to you. Whatever you despise will not come to you. Until you learn to celebrate successful people, success may not come to you. Very true. Until you learn to celebrate successful people, success may not come to you. Now, listen to me. This is one thing I personally do. I never criticize anybody that is successful. Never. I never criticize anybody that is successful. Even when I do not agree with some things they do, I forget about what I do not agree with and focus on what I do agree with. And what is it? The success. I may not agree on how you are achieving the success. I may not agree on your strategies. I may not agree on your attitude, but I agree with the success. So I focus on what I agree with. The mistake we make often than not is we try to critique our leaders. Listen to this. You do not have the right to criticize your mentor. You don't. Any mentor you criticize will never add value to you. Let me say that again. Any mentor you criticize or despise in your heart will never add value to you. Even if he determines to add value to you, that value will be rubbished because we live in a spiritual world. We live in a world of cause and effect. Let me tell you something I do. It's one of my top secrets. If you practice it, you see it work like magic. Any business that I've ever entered, I must be influential in that business. Must. And it's not because I'm too smart. It's only because I know these principles and I use them. It's not just knowing them, you have to use them. Here's one of the things I do. I was doing it even when I was in the bank. If I have a leader I want to secure favor with, do you know what I do? I start to pray for him. Father, let's assume that Ogunja is a leader that I admire. I look up to him as a mentor, and I want him to show me favor. I want him to give me time. I want him to see me like a protege, one-on-one. I need a relationship with him. You know what I begin to do? I begin to pray for Ogunja. Father, bless Ogunja today. Cause your light to shine upon him. Let the spirit of wisdom rest upon him. May favor locate him everywhere he goes. Father, I declare that from the depth of my heart, I love Ogunja. If I do that long enough, I will secure favor with that mentor. Most times, and I mean most times, without ever making any attempt to get close to those mentors, they will be the one drawing close to me, wanting to be my friend. Most times. Let me share with you a practical example. Some of you in IML know David Imonite. And I mean, that guy is a top leader, man. And a lot of people consider it a privilege, you know, to be able to relate with him, to have his private number and all of that. You know, now, when Astra told me that David Imonite was coming to Nigeria, and you know, Astra made it out to be a big deal. Of course, it's a big deal, but you know how Astra talks. You know, you can't have access to him. He's a big guy, always busy. You can't have access to him. You can't even have his number. Blah 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 blah. This is exactly what I did. I prayed for him. I prayed that his seminars in Port Harcourt, in Abuja, and Lagos will be successful. That was exactly what I did. And the day of the Lagos seminar, let me share with you what happened. This thing works like magic, guys. Oh my goodness. It sure works. The moment I got to Intercontinental Hotel VI, where the seminar was holding, I saw him at the lobby. He was having his lunch because I went for the second session. And when I saw him, I went straight to him and I said, Mr. David, good afternoon. And he looked at me. He was like, you know that look like, do I know you? And so I said to him, my name is Dan. You held the webinar for me some time ago. And he went, oh, man, Dan, how are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And then he said something. He said, man, you look like a chairman. You should have my number. Please, can you have my number? I said, why not? And I brought out my phone and then I took his number. I never asked for his number. He actually told me, he said, please, can you have my number? He gave me his number. Something that a lot of people will die to have. I got it on a silver platter. I never asked for it. This thing works, guys. It works. So I never criticize successful people. I celebrate them and I pray for them. And that is why I get the kind of success they get. All right? So you need to understand this. Identify the leaders in that your business and duplicate their action. Try to know the things that they do. For instance, I'm sharing with you right now what I do. A lot of you know me with TBC, with IML, with CWE, and all of those programs. But the truth is this. Don't you know people that are in those programs and are still broke? I'm not successful in those programs because I am in those programs. No, there are things I do behind the scene that makes me successful. And those are the things I am telling you right now. If you do what I do, you will get the kind of results I get. Simple as that. All right? So you tailor yourself after the activities of those leaders or of those mentors. You do the things they do. If they talk to people every day, then talk to people every day. If they do seminars, then do seminars. If they do webinars, try to do webinars. Try to do what they do. That is how to get the kind of results they get. There is no point reinventing the wheel. No need for that. You will be making lots of mistakes that may discourage you. Somebody is already ahead of you who is commanding the kind of results you want to command. Just do exactly what he is doing and you will get the result he's getting. Get his kind of result before you begin to think about how to do something new or something different. You are not getting his kind of results yet. Why do you want to do it differently? Do what he's doing first, get his results, and then begin to be creative to try and supersede what he's already doing. All right? And then I move forward. Number 4. What did I say number 3 was again? What is number 3 again? I want to be sure we are all on the same page. Identify leaders in that business. I'm loving Don J tonight. Identify leaders in that your business and duplicate their actions. Very correct, Don J. Thank you. Identify a mentor and duplicate what he is doing. Oluwaseun, that is correct. Mr. Izu, identify leaders and duplicate their actions. Correct. Okay, you're following me. Thank you, Samu, and thank you, Swissy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Number 4, edify your leaders and mentors. Edify them. Edify them. When you edify your leaders, you're sowing seed. All right? And for every seed, there is a harvest. While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest will not cease. Hold on a minute. Every time you edify your leader or your mentor, do you know what happens to you? You look bigger. You become bigger. Every time you edify your leader or your mentor among your peers begin to respect you more. They begin to see that, wow, you mean you're mingling with somebody like that? They begin to respect you. So you are not doing the leader a favor. The leader has already achieved the success. Whether you edify him or not, he doesn't even know, he doesn't care, it doesn't change anything. So you're edifying that leader is actually edifying yourself. Imagine I begin to tell you now that Bill Gates is such a wonderful man. Man, that guy is so down to earth. When I visited him in Seattle in the United States, you needed to see the way he shook my hands. He took me around his garden and he was showing me stuff. Yes, I'm edifying him, but I'm edifying myself too, because you'll be saying, wow, Mr. Dan, you mean you've been to Bill Gates' house? That's the way it works. So you are wondering why you're talking to people about your business and they're giving you a no. It is because you have not edified your mentors or leaders. They're seeing you like that small boy and small girl I know, so why should I listen to you? The moment you begin to edify your leaders, the people that the business has opportuned you to meet and mingle with, the moment you begin to edify them, all of a sudden, the people you are talking to will no longer see you as Ogunja. We no longer see you as Chukuka. We no longer see you as Don J. They begin to see you in the eyes of your mentor. All of a sudden, they want to listen to you because they know that you know something they don't know. For you to have sat under the leadership of that mentor, that means that you have learned something that they have not learned. That is why they want to learn from you. But when you are too proud to edify anybody, when you believe you shouldn't be the one celebrating anybody, then you will be going on your own strength alone. But your own strength will not be able to do it because they are your peers. Some of them are even richer than you. Some of them are even more successful than you. So as far as they are concerned, you should not be talking to them about success. All right? Some of you have chatted me up as I'm talking to people that are telling me no. They're saying, well, if this thing is real, why am I not seeing the proof in you? It's because you have not edified anybody. The moment you edify your mentors, you will take their eyes off of analyzing you to analyzing your mentor. And because your mentor has the kind of result that they want to have, they want to do what you are telling them so that they become like your mentor. So when you edify, you take their focus off from you to your mentor. You need to take the focus off from you because you do not have the results that they need to be convinced. But your mentor does have the results that they need to be convinced. So by the time you edify, for instance, you're telling somebody about Syria, you're telling him, man, you need to meet my mentor. He's done, he started his business in 2016 with just 2,000 naira. And today he's $1 millionaire. This guy has over 20,000 followership. This guy is doing so well. He's done that, blah, 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 blah. Wow, I need to meet him. And then he comes for the webinar. He hears your mentor speak. He's not hearing you speak. He hears your mentor speak. He sees your mentor's results, and he wants to join you in the business. You close more people when you edify, when you talk highly of your mentors. Edification means talking highly of your mentors. It doesn't mean you're lying. It means you're sick. I mean, for crying out loud, they are your mentors, right? So that means they have results. You're only just talking about their results. Edification means talking highly about someone. The moment you learn this skill of edification, signing up people will be fast. Very fast. Very fast. Because you are no longer talking for yourself. You're talking like your mentor. You're talking like as if it's your mentor talking to that person. The people are no longer asking you for personal proof. They want to see the proof of your mentor. And once they see the proof of your mentor, they want to be like your mentor. And they're joining you, not because of you, but because of your mentor. So you are leveraging on your mentor to get people signed up into your business. Anybody who can do this will be more successful in his business than somebody who is not edifying. All right? So for those of you who say, I'm not doing network marketing because I don't have proof. Hello, you don't need proof. You need your mentor's proof. You need to brag with your mentor. Show him off. He's your ambassador. He's the boss. Show him off. Talk highly of him. Brag with him. As you're doing that, the people you're talking to will be considering them, will be analyzing them, will be checking them out, not you. You boycott yourself. And then what happens? They are intrigued with the success and results of your mentor, and they want to join you in the business. It's as simple. Very simple. Number one, set a goal and write it down. Number two, ask. That is the God factor. Ask. Number three, identify your leaders and duplicate their action. Number four, edify your leaders and mentors. And finally, who wants to hear the fifth and the most important out of the five? The fifth and the most important. Who wants to hear? Say me if you want to hear. I'm so excited tonight. I feel it in my spirit. Something is happening here tonight. Leaders are emerging already. I can see it. People are emerging from this group who will come back in 3 months' time and say, I've built an organization of 5,000 people. I've built an organization of 10,000 people. I'm making $50,000 every month. I'm making $100,000 every month. I'm making $250,000 every month. I can feel it in my spirit. Something is happening here tonight. And I'm so excited. So very much excited. Awesome. The fifth and the most important of all that I've mentioned tonight is go. Take action. Take action. Let's do it. Just do it. Take action. Go. That is the most important step. If you learn, set a goal and write it down, you learn to ask, you learn to identify your leaders and duplicate what they do, you learn to edify them. If you do not take action, you will remain where you are. Once you have done these 4 things, the next thing is go. Take action. What does it mean to take action? Listen. Now listen. Look at me, everybody. This is what it means to take action. Until everybody that knows you know you by that business, you are not serious. Don't get angry. This is a leadership training. I'm not here to babysit you. I'm here to tell you hard facts and be blunt and be in your face and tell you what you don't want to hear. Until everybody knows you with that business, you are not serious. Until everybody knows you with that business, you are not serious. You are only joking if you think you want to command the kind of results I command. If everybody that knows you do not know what you do, you are joking. In fact, you are so joking, you don't know the half of it. You are joking. Everybody that knows you must know what you do. See, let me tell you something. If you are in my space, you must listen to me. Is it that you listen to me or you stop being my friend? That is the truth. That is the truth. Because anybody that will not help you go up must help you go down. The friend that will not listen to what I'm telling him will come back tomorrow to ask me for money. I'm going to teach you something tonight. For some of you who are in Siwi and for some of you who are coming on board, if you practice what I'm going to teach you now, you will see your organization just explode. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so happy tonight. Thank you, Jesus. Let me say this again. I can say this 1,000 times, and I would not have overstated it. Until everybody that knows you know what you do, you are not yet serious. Let me give you an example. If you had a classified secret this night that Boko Haram is going to attack a particular town, and you have loved ones in that town, will you tell them or not? Please answer me. It's not a rhetorical question. Answer me in the chat box. Will you inform them or not? Will you tell them, brother, sister, nephew, niece, cousin, uncle, please get out of town. I heard that there's going to be an attack. Will you or will you not? Somebody said, I will tell them fast. Right away. Somebody says right away. Sharp, sharp. Nice one. I love this house tonight. I will to save them. I will get them informed. I will tell them, if possible, go and move them. Elijah, I love that. Go and move them. I tell them, but just to be sure, I go there myself and I move them. Nice one. Until the last person is moved. Not tell. I will drag them out by force. Ah, nice. Nice. I feel like giving all of you a hug tonight. I love the energy tonight. I love the energy tonight. I feel it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. Let me have your attention for 1 minute. If you will go and drag them out and force them out and tell them immediately and tell them sharp, sharp, and all of those things that you have told me on the charts, why do you not have the same attitude with your business? Why? That change of attitude is the reason why you're not as successful. You must have the same attitude and mentality, the same way you will behave if Boko Haram were going to go and attack a city where your family lives. The same way you will behave and move out of love and compassion to save them is the same way you're supposed to behave to save them, because you're saving them from poverty. You're saving them from lack. If you believe in that your business, and you must be a funny person if you're in a business you don't believe in. But if you believe in that your business, then everybody must know about it. Not because you want to make money off of them, but because you want to see their lives changed. My mentor told me something. He taught me something. And that thing changed my life. Let me also share with you. Perhaps to change your life. He said to me, Dan, the people around you who you do not share how to make money with are the same people who will ensure that you do not enjoy your money. Let me say that again. The people around you, whether they are in your neighborhood, in your environment, in your larger community, in your workplace, in your family, those people that you are not sharing this opportunity with, you only want to be the one making the money. You are not sharing with them. Those people are the one who will vow that you will never sleep with your 2 eyes closed, because they will become the area boys. They will become the agbero. They will become the armed robbers, the assassins, the kidnappers. They are the ones that will ensure that you and your children will not enjoy the money. So therefore, the beauty of wealth is that you are wealthy and the man next door is wealthy. The reason, especially in the villages, why there's so much wickedness and fetishness and juju and all kinds, is because there's so much poverty. If everybody were comfortable, nobody will so much care about doing juju and all of that. Nobody will care about that. So that is the compassion and love you should move with, to tell the people about your business, to save them from poverty. I shared with you about a particular young man working in oil and gas, invested in one of the businesses that I'm promoting, and has made a lot of money in the business. A high-paying oil and gas worker living in Port Harcourt goes to the rig and engineer, earns good money. And one day he got to his office Monday morning, and they would not even allow him into the office. They gave him a sack letter from the gate. And he called me right from the gate. He said, Mr. Dan, I want to pray for you. And he started praying and raining blessings on me. And when he was done, I said to him, why, sir? Why this blessing? He said, if you did not share that opportunity with me, what will I be telling my daughter and my wife right now? I said, what are you talking about, sir? He said, I'm talking with you now with my sack letter in my hands. But I am not bothered because you have shown me a way to make money, and I'm making more money than I earn in that company. So I'm walking away from that company with my head high, going to pursue my own business. How would you feel? That day I cried. I shed tears that day when I heard that. I'm like, can you see how the little steps we take can go so far to change lives, change a family? Maybe that family will have gone into despair, daughter come out of school, wife run away from him, and all kinds of things will begin to happen. But just because somebody somewhere took action, sharing this opportunity, and today that family is spared from hardship. Do you understand that there are people that may not be successful until you are successful? Do you understand that? Do you understand that there are destinies that are tied to your destiny? And that for as long as you have decided and refused to move, that those destinies will not move? And do you understand that God will hold you responsible both for not moving and for all of those destinies that did not move because you refused to move? Do you understand that? Do you understand that this life is not for you? You're not living this life for yourself. Do you understand that? Do you understand that God put you on earth for a purpose, to be his ambassador? Do you understand that as an ambassador, you're supposed to pursue the agenda of the one who sent you? And that the agenda of the one who sent you is to be the salt of the earth, on the earth, to be the light on the earth, to change life, to impact lives. That is the purpose. That is why God is keeping you. He's keeping you here because you are not done with his reason for sending you here. I need you to come to the realities of this truth and begin to see this thing as serious as you should. So when I tell you about driving your business, don't see it from your own selfish and individual perspective alone. No, it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. If I didn't take the action I took, laid down my 2,000 naira, 20th of May 2016, the lives I've touched today, only God knows where they would have been. Only God knows. But can you imagine what has happened to them just because I took action less than 2 years ago? I cannot begin to imagine what can happen with the 80 of you listening to me right now, if only you would decide to take action. Because all you have, all you need to be successful is already given to you. Everything you need to be successful is already given to you. You have it. All that is needed right now is take action. Somebody will say, I will take action. I will go. Everybody that knows me must know what I do, must know this is my business. That is the way, ladies and gentlemen, to make an impact on the earth. Now, here is what I want you to do tonight. And this is what I do. And I want to teach you how to do it. Let me log in with my phone to this call. I hope it works. I want to teach you how to create, every one of you on this call, I need you to do it. And we are going to be hands-on as we do it. I'll teach you how to create a broadcast list. I'm sure some of you know how to do this, but I wonder how many of you are doing it. I'm going to teach you how to create a broadcast list. And what I want you to do with your broadcast list, when I send you messages on WhatsApp, copy that message, edit it to suit you, and forward it to your broadcast list. A broadcast list is like a WhatsApp group, but a little different, in the sense that all the people in your broadcast list cannot chat with each other. When you put in a message in your broadcast list, it individually delivers as a WhatsApp message to all the people that are in your broadcast list. It looks like you sent that message to them one after the other, but you actually didn't send it one after the other. You only put it in your broadcast group, and WhatsApp will take it and deliver it to all the people in that group one after the other. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, set up your broadcast list. And I'm going to also show you how to add people in your broadcast list. And what I need you to do is not rocket science. Simply always copy what I send to you and paste it on your broadcast list. Are we ready? If you're ready, say yes. Give me a yes if you're ready. Are we ready? Want to set up a broadcast list right away? All right. So let me share my screen from my mobile. All right. So now here is how to create a broadcast list. You click on the WhatsApp icon, and then it opens WhatsApp. All right. Then you go to your WhatsApp homepage. All right. Now, what you do next is this. You click on the, can you see the three buttons up right? Beside the search icon, the three dots, top right-hand side, all right? You click on it. It opens up this pop-up, and you see new broadcast. Can you see new broadcast? You click on new broadcast, and then this is your broadcast. You can have 256 people in this your broadcast list. Now, here is what I suggest. Add everybody in your WhatsApp contacts to that list. Remember what I said. Until everybody that know you, know what you do, you are not serious yet. Everybody on your WhatsApp list, add them to that list. Why are they in your WhatsApp list if they are not adding value to your life? If they do not like your message, let them block you and leave you alone. You need actually to start reorganizing your contact list and have only people that add meaning and add value to your life. Anybody that is there that will not add value should not be there in your contact list. Anybody that is not interested in what you do, then why are they bothering? All right? Do not be scared of anybody being offended. If they are offended, let them block you. But you are doing what you need to do to be successful. They may be offended today, but they will come around to celebrate you tomorrow. Not knowing that the essence of your success or the reason of your success, which they are celebrating today, is the same thing that caused them to be offended yesterday. So do not be afraid that some people will feel you're spamming them or they will get angry. If they are angry, there's something they can do. They can actually block you and they will not receive your subsequent message. But everyone must get this message. Because remember, do not prejudge. You don't know who will be your top leader. It may be the man who you are writing off. It may be that pastor who you think is not interested. That may be your topmost leader. All right? Somebody is saying, I should do it again. Let me do it again, even though it's very simple. Go to WhatsApp. Click on, look on the top right-hand corner on the three dots. The three dots, top right-hand corner there. Click on it. All right? This pops up. Click on new broadcast. And then go ahead and add everybody. Just click on everybody. As I'm clicking on everybody, you're adding them. Once you're done, all right, just be clicking on everybody in your contact. You can add 256 people to your broadcast list. Just be adding all of them until this list is full. All right? Just add everybody in your WhatsApp, add them there. All right? If you have more than 256 people in your contact, create another broadcast list and continue from where you stopped in your first broadcast list and add them. You would have built up about 500 people, prospect list of 500 people. So all of you that have been telling yourself lies and deceiving yourself that you don't know people, you don't know who to talk to, can you see that you're just lying? You're just deceiving yourself. This is the best prospect list in the world. Right on your phone. That same phone you bought with money, paying data every week and every month. That same phone holds the best prospect list in the world. These people can turn you into a millionaire in 30 days. Imagine if you have 1,000 people in your broadcast list, 256 people in each of your broadcast. You can have multiple broadcast lists and be sending them messages. Some of them will come to you, will respond to your message and say, I am interested. It's as simple as that. Some of them will not be interested today, but they'll be interested tomorrow. Some of them will not be interested today, but they'll be interested tomorrow when you have more results. Some of them will not be interested today, but they'll be interested tomorrow when they are now broker than they are today. Some of them are not interested today because they are not broke yet, but guess what? They will be broke tomorrow and they will begin to pay attention to you. So do not prejudge them. Add every one of them to your contact list. All of you, you have a list of people who you can reach out to. Simple. All you need to do is copy what I paste to you and paste to them. As simple as that. Copy what I paste to you and paste to them. And you begin to have people begin to respond to you. You begin to get busy because they will begin to call you, they begin to message you, they begin to ask that they want to see you, they begin to ask you questions about the business, and you're getting busy, you're getting more referrals, and you're making more money. Guys, it is very, very simple. If you can, if you're logged in on this webinar with your laptop, I want to appeal with you to do it right now. Create your broadcast list right now. Create it now. And send them the message I sent to you. The first message, okay, don't worry. I'll send you a message that you will send to them after this this webinar. So if you are not in my broadcast list, that is, you do not get a WhatsApp, you do not get a WhatsApp message from me, then that means you're not in my broadcast list. You want to join my broadcast list. Do me a favor, send your name and your WhatsApp number to paul@wittygiants.com. paul@wittygiants.com. He will add you to my broadcast list. All right? Send your name and email and phone and WhatsApp phone number. Your name and WhatsApp phone number to paul@wittygiants.com. Witty Giants is WITTY, then Giants with the S.com. Send your name and phone number to paul@wittygiants.com. he will add you to my personal broadcast list so that you can begin to get WhatsApp messages from me. If you already get WhatsApp messages from me, there's no point sending that email because you're already on my broadcast list. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, every one of you, the 80 of you, the 77 of you, do it right now, and you will have more than enough people in your list that you can begin to market to. All right? You click on the button, the green button, bottom right. Once you finish selecting, then click on it. Name your broadcast list. All right. You can call it Siri. Maybe your first broadcast, you can say Siri 1, Siri 2, Siri 3, Siri 4. If you are on Crypto World Evolution. All right. If you're on IML, do the same thing, IML 1, IML 2, whatever. Just name it accordingly and then begin to send them messages. All right. So let me stop my share. That's exactly how to, not here, Fato Ade, not here. Send it to Paul at Witty Giants. Hold on, I'm sending the email on chat now. Paul at Witty Giants.com. That's the email on chat, Paul at wittygiants.com. Let me also type, send it for the purpose of those who are watching the recording. Let me type it so that everybody can see the email. Just send it there. Send your name and your WhatsApp phone number to Paul at wittygiants.com. That is the email. Also, everybody, if you are not subscribed to my newsletter for Crypto World Evolution, you need to go there. I'm typing the email, the link right there, right now. If you have not seen the video, you have not received a video of the Crypto World Evolution program, just go to this link right on your screen, http://pdsp.us/crypto. Just go there and subscribe. Put your name and your email address, and the video will be sent to you. And for all of you, as you will create your broadcast list, send this link to that list so that they can subscribe and get the video. Once that has been done, you tell them also in your message to them that after watching the video that they should get back to you. All right? The video will help the work easy for you so that they can understand what Crypto World Evolution is about. All right, guys? So that will be all today. I've given you 5 things that used to be a secret to me or for me up until tonight. These are the 5 things that I have done that have brought me where I am. I dare you to do this thing, and you must change level you must begin to see a change of level in the next 30 days. All right? So that is it. That is it, and that is it. So I want to ask you tonight, was this particular training worth your time? Was it worth your time? Did it meet your expectation tonight? Was it worth your time? Solomon Shogule says, wonderful, I'm grateful, sir. Mr. I used to say, yes, so Solomon Shogule, 1000%. I'm so happy to hear this. Blessed said, yes, it really does. Chiku says, absolutely. Well done, sir. Well done, boss. Godwin says, please, Mr. Dan, can you put the link here, sir? What link? I don't, okay. Okay, that's the link one more time. Okay, Okay. Oyewole says, Oyewole Abiodun says, yes, sir. Ebele says, oh, yes. Elijah says, absolutely. And the type, powerfully. Olusegun Oyebanjo, yes, boss. Oluwaseun, this is the best meeting I have ever had with you, Dan. God bless you for this night. God bless you too. Thank you. Folashade says, yes, so impactful. Takehe Tena says, of course, yes. Olusegun says, yes, boss. Don J, definitely. We pray for you, Dan. Please pray for me. Pray for me. I need it. Thank you. Magnus says, excellent. Somi says, absolutely. I'm happy. Donatus, oh, yes. Wanda says, I came in late. Please watch the video recording. It will be uploaded tomorrow morning. Watch it. Chukwu said, always excited. Ayobami said, yes, it's an awesome exposition. I'm impacted. Oshodi said, it's worthwhile. Ogunja, it will work time again and again. Godwin says, thanks. Olusegun said, thank you for tonight's revelation. You're welcome, sir. Agu also say, yes. Olusegun's revelations. Okay. Oyewale say, I need your phone number. My phone number. Okay. Nedumba said, very insightful, eye-opening. Oyewale, I just responded to you, okay? So have fun. Olaleko said, please repeat 5 points, sir, because I joined late. No, watch the recording. That's what you should do. Watch the recording. Dele said, yes, inspiring, bro. Sam Bright said, axe sharpening. I love that. Axe sharpening. Solomon says, spiritually, it is inspiring. Okay. Charles said, life-changing. Godwin said, yes, it was awesome to be here, sir. All right. Laviv, yes, sir. Eye-opening. Fatu Ade said, I'm blessed to be here tonight because it gives me hope for the future. Thanks. Okay. Oyewale say, big thank you, sir. All right. Thank you so much, every one of you. I've really poured out my heart here, and it's my prayer for every single one of you that you will not just know these things, but you will put them to good use. And I pray for you from the depth of my heart that these nuggets that you have learned tonight will become a launch pad for you to your next level. I pray that in the next 30 days, every single one of you would have changed level. And I also pray for the grace not to be hearers alone, but also to be doers. All right? Thank you so much. Go out there and win. Go out there and win. All right? Go out there and win. Share your business with everybody in your contact list. You will be so amazed how many of them are going to be favorable. All right? Just go out there and do it. You can win. You can be successful. If I did it with less, you can do it. All right? So thank you so much. Remember, let the money come to us. You are made for more, and you are more than this. Good night. Have a blessed night and happy weekend. Bye-bye now.